I was working for an amazing organization up until then in the field of personal development. And I started to have this niggling, um, knowing that this was no longer right. This was no longer right. And it was very, very scary to let go of the security of that job and to embark on this wild, completely wild journey of starting my own business while also having a 1-year-old at home. And as I was facing that decision, I took about a month back and forth, back and forth. Can I really do it? Do I have what it takes to become an entrepreneur? Am I stable enough? Is this a good time? My son is still very young. What if this does not work out? It almost felt like standing at the edge of a cliff and wanting to leap without knowing at all whether or not something was going to catch me. It
Wow.
felt very, very, very scary this time, especially because I'm a mother and I feel a greater sense of responsibility for my son. And yet I did make that leap.
Was there any sense of guilt present when you made that leap? Like, what if what if it didn't turn out the way I want? And then I feel like I'm sacrificing the time with my son, with my loved ones. I mean, are there any like inner dialogue that's like, coming out to hinder you from getting to what your heart is here to desire to create?
Unfortunately, the sense of guilt has been very, very present with me since I became a mother. And the reason why I'm saying unfortunately, I guess, is because I know that many women struggle with this as mothers. And I question, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? I feel that we are trying to live up to expectations that are completely and utterly unrealistic. And even when we see that, even when we realize that, it is still quite challenging to truly liberate ourselves from feeling the guilt that keeps coming up. But again, in the midst of it, I'm in the midst of it. Like, this tension between wanting, desiring to be with my son, for him to have a very joyful, healthy, fulfilling childhood, and for me to be there, engaged, enjoying, growing with him, and at the same time feeling an undeniable desire for growing something else, for growing my work, creating something out of my gifts, out of my desire to be in service of other people. My desire for having a deep, intimate connection with my husband and, everything else, connection with myself. And there is a lot of tension in between these desires and yearnings. And sometimes it can feel that there is no way to bring all of this together. But something deeper inside knows, oh, there is absolutely a way.
I just love it. That tug of war is so self-inflicted because I have that as well. Sometimes I feel like I'm struggling with the need to balance my life and work. I mean, can I have both? And it's a huge question mark, like huge question mark. Like I have to take care of my elderly parents, and then taking them to the hospital and everything. And how do I recharge myself and how do I put myself out there at the same time to serve my purpose? It's like it feels wobbly sometimes, right? And I feel like while you're sharing, something that we are so dearly sharing in common in this common ground is it's so ancestral. I don't think it started from us. I don't think this, polarity consciousness is starting from this generation. No, it has been from I don't know how long, right? So off balance is like you're supposed to feel off balance. You're not supposed to have both. It's either or. It's not both. And if you're able to actually make it both, well, good luck. Right? Yeah. But then while you're sharing it, I just feel such a liberation because there's that inner knowing that it is possible. Like my human self is like, oh, like how are you gonna do that? Tell me, how do you do it? But that inner GPS that we all have, the intuition is like, I don't know how. Don't ask me, I don't know how. But eventually we get there.
Yes.
And it's wild, it's crazy because we got nothing to prove. We got no evidence to show people that how are we going to make it true? Or how are we so sure about it does exist? We don't have to choose either or.
I
And we're
agree with you.
breaking the cycle from this ancestral lineage of fear of we need to be part of something completely. We can't choose something bigger that serves everybody, serves everyone. You can only choose either this person or that person, either this degree or that degree. Like everything is just polarity consciousness. Yeah.